Hello, and welcome to the Path to Freedom podcast. A podcast that is about how you can tap into the freedom that is inherent within you, regardless of what is going on in the external world. Freedom from fear, worry, and doubt. Freedom to follow your heart's desires. Freedom to live in joy, love, peace, and harmony. My name is Daniel Roqueo, and I'm your host. Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of the Path to Freedom podcast. A podcast that is about breaking free from imprisonment, emotional, mental, physical. That we may live free from fear, from worry, from doubt, free to follow whatever our hearts desire, which is also what God desires, by the way. And the freedom to live in peace and joy and harmony, abundance, prosperity, bliss, ecstasy, regardless of circumstances. This is a weekly podcast. If you have not tuned in before, I welcome you now, and I welcome you back next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that, and so on and so forth. It's a pleasure. It is my joy. I'm so grateful that I get to record these episodes, that I get to record this podcast. As it is my intention, my life's intention, to stand in the service of God for the benefit of humanity, of teaching and moving and touching and guiding and inspiring, empowering, uplifting along the path of freedom to forever higher and higher levels of consciousness, ever higher and higher levels of freedom. That's my life's purpose. So I'm overjoyed that you have chosen to join me here today. My name is Daniel Roqueo, and today we will be talking about gratitude. In fact, the topic, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is always begin in gratitude. Always begin in gratitude, because we all live in a feeling universe. This whole universe is a feeling universe corresponding to our very feeling, to our vibration, our frequency. Our frequency, our vibration are only different words for what we're thinking and what we're feeling. And whatever we predominantly or chronically think and feel will manifest in some future moment. Now, us having been given the gift of independent thinking, allowing us to think independently of any circumstance, we get to choose, thus, what kind of experiences we will be inviting in. There are low vibrations: fear, worry, and doubt, jealousy, hatred, envy. And there are higher vibrations, I should say. Love, peace, joy, abundance, compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude. Gratitude is a high vibration. High vibration. And we always, whenever we start something, Whenever we start our day, whenever we start a meal, whenever we go for a run, whenever we go to work, we always want to begin in that high vibration. It is from that space and place that we want to move into whatever we're moving into. So we always want to begin in gratitude. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing right now. We're going to begin in gratitude. And so I invite you to become still. If it's at all possible for you, I invite you to close your eyes, that we may turn within undisturbed by whatever is going on outside of us. So we close our eyes, and I invite you to take a deep and conscious breath. Take another breath. Yes. Now I invite you to search your mind, to think of something that you're grateful for. It may be the health that you experience. It may be the level of prosperity that you experience. It may be the level of abundance that you're experiencing, the level of love that you're experiencing. It may be you, who you are. I'm always immensely grateful for who I am. I'm always immensely grateful for who I am becoming. I'm also immensely grateful for all that's been, all my past experiences. Be they light, be they dark, because they all have contributed and led me to this very moment, to this very expression that I am today. And I love this expression. So if it hadn't been for all those past experiences, whether I enjoyed them or not, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I'm so grateful for who I am today. I'm so grateful for who I am today. So it may be just that. Just think of something that you're grateful for. You got it? You got something that you're grateful for? Great. Now, feel what it feels like to be grateful. Feel what it feels like to be thankful, to be in appreciation. Just feel what it feels like. It's beautiful, right? It's magnificent. It's wonderful. Now, the next level. This turned out to be a little exercise. It wasn't meant to be, but that's the way it rolls. Now, let go of the thing you were grateful for. Keep the feeling of being grateful. Stay in that vibration, stay in that feeling tone of being grateful, but release whatever it was you were grateful for. Release it. Let it go. So you're grateful, but it is not attached to anything. This is the advanced level of gratitude, of the school of gratitude. So we remain grateful, but there's nothing attached to it. Let's just soar up in here for a short minute. Just remain grateful. Sustain that feeling. Feel what it feels like to be grateful. Yes. As we're hanging out, you may open your eyes. As we're hanging out here in this high vibration of gratitude, we're now open and available for all of the good of God, all of the good of life to flow into our lives with ease, grace, and dignity. Gratitude may be described as the realization and the acknowledgement of all that is good, all the blessings, all the miracles, all the wonderful things that are present right now in the visible dimension or in the invisible dimension. It doesn't matter. We live in both dimensions. We live in many dimensions simultaneously. But for the purpose of this discussion, we live in both dimensions. So we live in the visible and we live in the invisible. And gratitude is the realization and acknowledgement of that which is good, that which is always good. So we are in vibrational alignment with good flowing into our lives. In each and every moment, there is something to be grateful for. I think we've talked about, and I know that we've talked about in past episodes, that even challenges, the challenges that we face, even they are something to be grateful for. Because even if we cannot perhaps see the good, the blessing, the gift in a challenge, it is always there. It is always there. Inherent within each and every single challenge that you face, that I face, that we face, is a blessing, a gift of transformation. It's a stair step. Every challenge is a stair step by which we may, if we choose to, climb to a higher level of consciousness, to a higher level of expression, to a higher level of freedom. So they are worthy of our utmost gratitude. Each and every single challenge is worthy of our utmost gratitude. And that vibration of gratitude, as we give thanks, because we need to realize that God is forever for us. Now, I use the word God. If you don't like that word, you can exchange it for whatever you feel comfortable with. God doesn't matter anyway. So it doesn't matter. God doesn't care anyway, so it doesn't matter. But God is forever for us. Never ever against any of us. God is forever for the continuous greater and grander expression of us coming forward. It is forever. God is not some man in the sky or some external deity that we need to peace and please, but God is a loving presence everywhere. God is love and joy and peace and harmony and abundance and prosperity and wholeness, beauty, intelligence, creativity. That is what God is. That is what God is. And God is forever seeking to guide and lead and support us to higher and higher expressions of who and what we are. In fact, the will of God is for all of life, to come into greater and grander expression of itself, because that is the only way that God may come into a greater and grander expression of itself. So God is forever for us. In other words, God never denies us anything. God never, ever want to punish anyone. God has no opinions about what we do or about what we don't do. Those are human characteristics. Nothing to do with God. God is love. And love is unconditional. It's unconditional. So God is forever for us. Which means that whenever we face a challenge, it is not God on our case. It's not God screwing with us. It is not God seeking to deny us the good that we desire. But it is God preparing us that we may be receptive to the good that is right around the corner. That we may hold the good. So challenges are nothing but blessings. Nothing but blessings. Alright, that was a little sidetrack. The topic of this episode is always begin in gratitude. Because that is where we want to begin. It is so easy to just rush in, to just go ahead and do something. You have a task, perhaps you have it's due at a certain time or a particular time, and it is so easy to just rush forward and go ahead and do it without stopping, without coming back to the nowness of this moment, where the true power is, where creativity is, where intelligence is. But it's so easy to just rush on by and do our tasks. But that closes us off from the divine always flowing through us. So we always want to stop before we do something. We always want to stop, reconnect, tune in to the spirit, to the intelligence that is always there. And we always want to stop and give thanks for what we get to do. For what we get to do. Realizing and acknowledging the good that is present in our lives. There is the law of gratitude. We've talked about this before. There's a law of gratitude that says the more we're grateful, the more we will be grateful. The more we will be given to be grateful for. And so the more we stop, the more we become still, turn within and give thanks for the good that we have, the more of it will flow into our lives with ease and grace and dignity. So before you start cooking dinner, you want to stop and give thanks for the abundance, for all the food that you have. Before you begin eating, You want to stop, give thanks for the abundance that you have, the food that you have. Before you do your laundry, you want to stop and give thanks for the abundance that you have, all the clothes that you have. Before you go out walking or jogging or running, or before you go to the gym, or before you begin working out, you want to stop and give thanks to your body and its health and wholeness. Before you go to work, you want to stop and give thanks that you have a place to go where you can be of service. For the abundance, the infinite opportunities and possibilities that are everywhere. And this is a spiritual practice. It's not just frivolity, but this is aligning with the good. This is creating conditions for more good to flow into our lives. This is creating conditions for health and wholeness, even if perhaps you're experiencing lack in some area. Perhaps you don't have as much money as you'd like. Perhaps there's a disease in your body. Or perhaps you don't like your job. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We always want to stop and give thanks for that which we have. Because it is only then that we may climb to the next level. Resisting, complaining, bemoaning only serves to perpetuate and magnify the very thing that we are complaining about, resisting or bemoaning. The sacred laws does not care one iota about what we want or what we don't want. The only thing they care about is what we're interested in. The only thing they care about is our predominant vibration, our chronic thought patterns, our chronic conversations. That is all they care about. So we always want to begin in gratitude. Take a breath. And in this moment, open and expand. Whatever complaints you're carrying, whatever resistance you're carrying, open and expand. Allow yourself, give yourself permission to transcend them and go into the field of gratitude. The vibration of gratitude. Open and expand and just allow yourself to be filled with gratitude for everything and nothing. Everything, nothing, and anything. Be grateful. Be grateful. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Alright, so you got the vibration, the feeling tone of gratitude. Which means that you have now, even though we have not come to those steps yet, but you have now already embraced and allowed that which is to be as it is. And you have now released and let go of your complaints, fears, worries, doubts, animosity, negativity. All of that you have now released and let go. by simply being grateful, by simply taking on the feeling tone of being grateful. You're now open, available, receptive for even more good to flow into your life. Even if you're experiencing disease or pain in the body, you can be grateful about, you can find something to be grateful for. You can be grateful for the fact that the body breathes. It breathes. You don't have to breathe. It breathes for you, and as it breathes, it extracts the oxygen, the hydrogen from the air, supporting, supplying, sustaining, maintaining all of the body with that which they need. The body digests your food, it cleanses it, it heals itself. And if you're experiencing disease or pain, this level of gratitude, that is the vibration, that is creating the condition for healing. Our bodies can heal anything, but we need to create the conditions for that healing to take place. Gratitude creates that condition. Or you may be at a job that which you don't like. In fact, you may hate it. You may hate it. But complaining and bemoaning, resisting, does you no good at all. But we want to begin in gratitude. We want to give thanks even for that which we don't like. Because that vibration of gratitude, having that feeling tone that everything is well, is what will call forth that which is in vibrational alignment with that frequency. So we want to give thanks even for, in fact, there's an expression, I don't know who said it, I don't know where it comes from. It goes sort of like that we need to love and be grateful for what we have to do. And as we learn to love and be grateful for what we have to do, even though we kind of not want to do it, that opens up the space for something else to come forth, to emerge. So when you're going off to work, even though you may not like it, give thanks for it. Give thanks for it. Be grateful for it. Take on that feeling tone of being grateful. Or you may not have enough money, or whatever area in your life that you feel is not working the way you want it to work. Give thanks for it. Give thanks for it. Be grateful for it. Because that experience is preparing you for something greater. And that greater will come when you elevate yourself, or it will come when we elevate ourselves. When we graduate from this level, when we graduate from complaining and bemoaning and resisting, that is when the next level will open up for us. So we always want to begin in gratitude. Take a breath. We always want to begin in gratitude. Always want to begin in gratitude. the advanced level of gratitude is we always want to begin in gratitude, and then we want to add that we desire for everybody to have what we have. We want to desire for everybody to have what we have. So if we're going to work and we give thanks that we get to do what we get to do, we give thanks that we have an opportunity to give service, to be of service, a place where we can give and share of our talents and abilities and qualities. We also want to desire for everybody on the planet to have what we're having. And this expands us even more. Because now we're giving and we're wishing for others to have the good that we have, which moves us right into the alley of abundance, of having more than enough. And this is the advanced level. The basic level, we give thanks for what we have, even if it's not to our liking. We can also, as we're giving thanks, we can engage in, and gratitude is a part of the affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer is a spiritual technology, a spiritual practice where we describe what we want, what we desire, as though it has already happened. So it's not asking for anything, but it's acknowledging that it has already happened, as it has in the mind of God. We're simply describing that which is already there as though it's here in this dimension. So we give thanks for what we have. We describe what we desire, and then we desire for everybody to have the good that we desire for ourselves. And this is placing ourselves in such a total vibrational alignment with the good that we desire. Give thanks, describe what we desire, not from a place of lack, not from a place of we don't have it, but we describe it. And this is, as I said, this is the affirmative prayer, which is different from the way most people perhaps are praying. Most people, they ask, they plead, they seek to beseech God to give us something, to give them something, which carries the vibration of I don't have it, which carries the vibration of lack and scarcity. But as we engage in the affirmative prayer, we describe that which we desire as though it has already happened, or fully knowing that it has already happened. Fully knowing that it has already happened. So that's where we want to live. That's where we want to live. Gratitude, we always want to begin in gratitude. We always want to begin in gratitude. It is such a wonderful place to be. It's such a wonderful vibration to hang out in. But, and even more importantly, it creates conditions for the good that we desire, for more of the good that God is perennially, forever seeking to give us. As we hang out in the vibration of gratitude, we make ourselves open, available, and receptive for that to enter into our lives. Give thanks first. Whatever you do, give thanks first. We want to seek to live in this high vibration of perpetually giving thanks. Like he said, Meister Eckhart, if the only prayer we say is thank you, that will suffice, that will be enough. Alright, I think we've covered gratitude, at least for now, for this episode, as it is one of the most fundamental practices there are, spiritual practices. Of course, we will come back to it. Probably in each and every episode that will follow, we'll mention gratitude in one way or another. So I invite you to close your eyes. I invite you to become still, turn within. And in this moment, this high and holy moment, I give thanks, fully knowing that once again something wonderful is happening. We have expanded. The trajectory of our lives has shifted. We're now moving in a different direction from before this episode. Something wonderful is happening. We've learned something, we've expanded, we have taken a step or a leap along the path of freedom. We've taken a step or a leap into a higher level of consciousness. And I'm so grateful. I feel the gratitude. I'm so grateful for you and for your participation in this. We together have created a joint field of gratitude. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for it. And I know that God, being right where we are, is cheering us on right now, because we have released and let go of complaints, of bemoaning, resistance. We have now elevated ourselves to a higher level of vibration. We moved closer to God. Not that God is distant ever. God is always right where we are. God is always right where you are. God is always right where I am. No distance, no separation, other than when we, through our limited perception, close ourselves off from God. But this high vibration of gratitude opens us up to enter into conscious communion with all of the good that God is. So by this sheer vibration of gratitude, healing is taking place. Mentally, emotionally, physically. Healing is taking place right now, just because we're grateful. Just because we're inviting healing in. We're creating the conditions for healing. Not only physical, emotional, and mental, financial, prosperity-wise, work-wise, relationship-wise. Every area is now being affected, is now being elevated because of our willingness to be grateful, because of our willingness to release and let go of the ego or the egoic perception of life. Something wonderful is happening. Right in this moment, something wonderful is happening. Peace is happening. Healing is happening. Abundance is happening. Prosperity is happening. Joy is happening. Beauty is happening. Bliss is happening. Freedom is happening. Harmony is happening. I know it. I feel it. I accept it. I give thanks for it. I allow it to be. I allow it to be. Right now, right here. Magic is happening. Right here, right now. Miracles are happening. From this moment on, gratitude is our constant companion. From this moment on, we will not let anything drag us down from the high vibration of gratitude. We're being fortified in this high vibration. We're being fortified. I know it. I feel it. I accept it. I give thanks for it. I allow it to be. So it is. So be it. Amen. My God. My God. How good it feels. How good it is to hang out in this high vibration. Free of worry, fear, doubt. Free of limitation, free of restriction. And now, when we step out of this episode, I invite you and I ask you not to go looking for what you were worried about. Don't go looking for what you feared, what you were afraid of. Don't go looking for that part of your body that may be in pain. But hang out here. Hang out here in this high vibration. I'm grateful for you, for your participation, that you chose to tune in and help co-create this field of gratitude. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. Either on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, my website, danielroqueo.com. I read all of them. I respond to all of them. So I invite you to keep them coming. I love having those conversations. I love having those discussions. I love that emerging community. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Until the next time, I bless your way and I bless your day. Namaste. You've been listening to an episode of the Path to Freedom podcast with me, Daniel Roqueo. Please stay tuned for more episodes. And for even more inspiration and empowerment, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I also invite you to visit my website, danielroqueo.com. Blessings of love and light to you.